everybody, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Patty and this is my challenge group. I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm going to try to spend a little bit of time on camera during this challenge because I am going to apply to become a Food for Life instructor through PCRM, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and that requires me to submit a 3 to 5 minute cooking demo, which is a little nerve-wracking for me. So I'm using this as practice to get used to being in front of the camera, and I'm going to do a few cooking demos for you guys along the way as well. Feedback is welcome. But first, again, I want to welcome you to the group. Thank you so much for being here. I know that it's scary making changes, and it's not always easy trying to eat the best, especially when social norm dictates otherwise, when we want to go out with friends and we want to hang out in a social settings. Sometimes it can be really, really complicated or uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be, and you don't have to avoid your friends forever. We go out often, I mean, maybe not for dinners and stuff, but periodically we will, and we'll usually opt for something on the healthier side, but it's not necessarily whole food plant-based. But while we're in our home, we focus 100% on being whole food plant-based and oil-free. There's not a drop of oil anywhere in our house. And we'll go into that later. But for right now, I want to talk a little bit about some of the staples that we have and a few new items that I found today while we were shopping. So it's important to set yourself up for success. One of the things that we do is we fully stock our cabinet with no salt added beans. You can see it's no salt added dark red kidney beans. It's backwards here. I don't know if it's going to mirror image when I post this. I hope it does. So we've got Great Northern beans, cannellini beans. We get the no salt added whenever we can find them. Sometimes you can't find the no salt added beans. That's okay. Just make sure that you're rinsing your beans aggressively with the water so that you can get off all of that, all the extra sodium that's on them in the liquid. Chickpeas, pinto beans, green beans, no salt added black beans, no salt added petite diced tomatoes. And these are just examples of things that you can have in your home. That just makes it easy anytime that you want to make something. These are all staples. These are always stocked in our cabinet. I've got tomato paste, no sodium added tomato paste, no sodium added tomato sauce. I've got a bunch of different jars from Jar to Ann. For those of you who are familiar with Jar to Ann, you know she's got a lot of awesome mason jar meals. You just add water. You can kind of see it's really pretty too. But this is the minestrone with whole wheat pasta. And then the directions: add contents of the jar to a large saucepan and add 8 cups of water. Bring to a boil, then turn down heat and simmer 30 minutes, stirring occasionally. It doesn't get any easier than this. So these are great to have on hand too. We've got whole wheat elbows at the top, whole wheat penne, bulgur. This is something newer to us. So we actually just discovered this maybe a month or so ago. So bulgur has become our TVP substitute. For those of you familiar with TVP, it's a great source for adding that like texture into different sauces and stuff. For those of you not familiar with TVP, it's textured vegetable protein. It's healthier than processed meat for sure, processed vegan meats and regular animal flesh meat. But TVP is usually like a soy protein isolate, and that can be really damaging to your kidneys. And so we're trying to cut away from all of that. We don't want TVP in our house. And for this challenge, I would like for you to stay away from TVP as well. More mason jar meals, whole wheat spaghetti, white rice ramen, brown rice pho, just a few staples. Okay, so that's one cabinet. I'll talk a little bit about the stuff behind me. Another thing that you can do to save time is frozen vegetables. These things are super cheap. They're like $1.25 a bag at Kroger. We just buy the generic brand. We don't buy anything fancy. We don't spend a lot of money on frozen vegetables, but I guess we do because we buy them a lot. We buy frozen because they stay fresh forever. So frozen vegetables are actually flash frozen at the peak of ripeness, and they're not filled with all sorts of preservatives like you get in canned goods. And so these are a great option. There are times, to tell you the truth, there are times I'll come home from work at night and I'll just eat a bag of corn for dinner because I want something quick, something that I don't have to think about, and just something that I don't really have to cook. So I'll pop this in the microwave for 5 minutes. I'll add my garlic pepper, and then I just eat it out of the bag. Easy dinner, and it's filling, and I truthfully really like it. Another frozen thing I enjoy personally is frozen edamame. I get these in a big bulk bag at Costco, and they have these individual serving sizes. Pop them in the microwave for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Add your seasoning, shake it, good to go. So that's a great snack. Got more bulgur. We picked some more of this up today so you can see what the bag looks like. This is really something I would encourage you to experiment with. It's really been incorporated into a lot of our dishes lately. We use a lot of instant potatoes, whether it's in a recipe, in a mix, or just for food. And so this is the brand of instant potatoes that we use. It's Bob's Red Mill Potato Flakes, and its single ingredient is dehydrated potatoes. And so this is going to be your best quality instant potatoes. If you look at the instant potatoes in the grocery store, you'll see a paragraph of ingredients. That is not good. You don't want all those additives and all those preservatives. But again, sometimes I will just heat up some instant mashed potatoes for dinner. I'll season it with some garlic pepper and nutritional yeast. And it's heaven, and it's easy, and it's filling, and that's my dinner. Butler's soy curls are a staple. We add these to a lot of soups and stews. I'm still not super great at cooking with them in other dishes. They tend to get a little bit more rubbery for me. I think I over rehydrate them. I let them hydrate too long. I'm not sure. To be honest, I haven't had a whole lot of time to experiment with these, but we use them in soups often. Now this would seem to be like a TVP, but it's not a protein isolate. This is actually whole soybeans. If you look at the ingredients of these, you can see it says whole non-GMO soybeans. You can see it there. And so this is the whole soybean. So you're getting all the fiber, all the nutrients, no isolates. Everything that comes in the soybean, you're getting with the soy curls. Low sodium vegetable broth is another staple in our house. We keep this in stock all the time. I never run out of it. We use this for soups. We use this for gravies. We use this to cook with. If when you're sauteing, you can either saute with water or with a vegetable broth to add a little bit more flavor. But you just want to do a little bit at a time because you don't want to boil it. It's just to help to prevent sticking without using oil. Shelf-stable unsweetened almond milk is something that we always have on hand. We buy these regularly, pretty much weekly, just so we always have a full stock. Again, I use this a lot in soups and stews and sauces especially. So this is a true staple. We have the refrigerated stuff too that Aaron uses on cereals and stuff, but this is really a staple for us in cooking and baking. Pitted dates are another staple. This is a great addition to different desserts. I make a caramel sauce using just dates and vanilla and almond milk. I think it's almond milk. It's either almond milk or water, I don't remember. But the pitted dates are a huge staple. I mean, we buy the giant bag, obviously, for a reason. And so there's those. Grape nuts is one of the staples that Aaron consumes every morning for breakfast. So this is a really good option for a quick breakfast on the go. Make sure you give your grape nuts a little time to soak up that milk, or you're going to break a tooth on one of them. But add some fruit, add some nice color to your bowl to really get that full nutritional bounce pack in the beginning of the day for sure. Okay, so those are most of our main staples and what we eat on a lot of. I still need to do my brown rice, which is in a different cabinet, but we have a huge container. I'll just grab it. We have a huge container of brown rice. Sorry. You can see this. And so I'll still batch cook this today, and when I cook the rice, what I'll do is I will end up doing like 4 cups of water and 4 cups of rice. I wash the rice really well, I rinse it, and then I put it in the Instant Pot with equal water, equal rice. Cook it on high pressure for 23 minutes, manual release, perfect. And we use it all week long. Okay, so now I want to point out a few bonus products that I found while shopping at the store today that I wanted to introduce you guys to. Again, none of these products are necessary or absolutely have to have in order to have a good balance of food and nutrition in this challenge. These are just options. You don't have to have high-end gadgets. You don't have to have expensive ingredients. You can eat this way very cost effectively, very flavorfully. There's a lot of options. We've been doing this for so long at this point that we've acquired a lot of additional items that you may not have, and that's okay. There are different ways to make this happen and make this a possibility for you, okay? And so one of the things I found today is what's called a superfood, these goji berries. I'm actually really excited to try them. Dr. Michael Greger talks about the goji berries all the time, the antioxidants and just the powerful nutritional punch that these have. So I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna incorporate them into some blueberry muffins and maybe some other thing, maybe some granola. I'm not quite sure yet, but I found these locally at Sunrise Foods. So I think they were $14 for this bag right here. Now in the summer months I have a really big garden, so tomatoes are very available to me in abundance. But in winter months, these sun-dried tomatoes are a really great option in adding to salads or soups or stews or different grain bowls. So the only ingredient in these is just 100% sun-dried tomatoes. It's really small right in there, so maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but no oil. That's really important. Don't get the sun-dried tomatoes that are packed in oil. That is not going to help you on your nutritional journey. I did find another cheat at Sunrise Foods that I'm pretty excited about. It's chopped dates. So I'm going to add these to salads. I'm going to make a raspberry vinaigrette on a spinach salad, and I'm going to use these chopped dates. Now I have dates and I could chop them myself, but dates are really sticky. And this is just easier, and I am lazy. So I was really excited to buy these today and get to use them in my lunch prep for the week. Pre-made pico de gallo is also a staple for me. Aaron's not a big tomato fan, and so I eat a ton of this. And buying it pre-made with all fresh ingredients is a time saver, and I'm really, really about the time saving. And if you know me, you know I'm very busy, so being efficient at meal prep is very important. So buying pre-made pico de gallo to add into taco bowls or burritos is a big deal, or even like black bean burgers. If you're making black bean burgers, this is great. You don't have to cut up everything yourself. Let's see, what else did I find? This sourdough bread, it's take and bake. So this you can also get at Sunrise Foods. We've had this before. We don't stock it in our house often. I do buy a lot of fresh sourdough from That's My Jam LLC, a local company in Peoria, Illinois. They deliver every Monday. Get on their website. As long as you have your order placed by Friday, you will get your sourdough that following Monday. But this is always nice to have on hand just in case you don't get that sourdough order in, or you weren't planning on having sourdough, but all of a sudden you have a craving for bread. Well, this is a take and bake. So you pop it in the oven and you've got fresh sourdough bread. So, and this is completely compliant. So the only ingredients in this, organic unbleached wheat flour, water, sea salt, and organic barley malt. So you can see the ingredients right there. Golden flaxseed. We have flaxseed meal. We use flaxseed meal in a lot of things. I use it in baking. It's a great source of omega fatty acids. It's a great source of dietary fiber. It's a great source of iron. And so flax seeds this is definitely something you want to incorporate if you can. But again, we normally have just the meal. I'm going to start adding the whole flax seed, and just for a texture change, I suppose. I'll let you know how it goes. And for those of you that love ramen, you could do a nice healthy ramen with like a low sodium vegetable broth, some extra seasonings, and these compliant ramen noodles. So the only ingredients in here, It's organic wheat, water, and sea salt. So there is some added sodium. So if sodium is something that you're watching, then maybe not these for you, but overall, these are compliant food. I did have somebody asking me about compliant wraps, and I hadn't spotted any before. I hadn't really looked, but I did find some. So these Ezekiel 4.9 wraps are 100% compliant. I found these at Sunrise Foods. They come frozen, but as you can see, they thaw out really quickly. So I will be using these this week. I'll let you guys know what I think of them. They're not cheap. Again, you don't have to buy the expensive foods to eat this way. You do not have to do it. Instead of putting your burrito in a wrap, just make a burrito bowl. It's a lot cheaper. But I wanted to try these out for you guys, okay? Again, not necessary. You do not have to spend a lot of money to eat healthy. Along with the bread, I found some sprouted grain Ezekiel 4.9 English muffins. These are new to me also, but also 100% compliant, also expensive. Again, you don't have to buy them, but they are an option for you if you're interested. 100% compliant. I know the one thing I'm really excited for that I found that I've never had that I'm really pumped about. Again, expensive. You do not have to buy it, but you probably are going to want to. Is this Ezekiel cinnamon raisin bread. I have not had cinnamon raisin bread in a very long time. I've been vegan for over 15 years. I went whole food plant-based about 2.5 years ago. I'm really excited for this for tomorrow's breakfast. I'll let you know how it goes. So that's the majority of what we have and what we use on a daily basis. I will turn the camera around into my other cabinet here. Hold on. Sorry for that close-up. Hey guys. That's my hand. Okay, so let me turn this camera around. And so this is the inside of our other cabinet. Oh, hold on. All right, so this is the inside of our other cabinet. So you can see here that we've got some basic staples also. So we've got different silken tofus. Those are great for different sauces, for making different desserts, that kind of stuff. I have various types of flours. We've got raw cashews, whole wheat breadcrumbs, nutritional yeast, flaxseed meal, lentils, low-fat pepper gravy, whole wheat pastry flour. There's the potato flakes, instant oats. That's that cheese sauce powder that I rave about all the time that you guys really need to try. Sugar in the raw, old-fashioned oats, hemp hearts, different seasonings that I've made, and more seasonings, and a ton of seasonings. So as you guys can tell, we have a ton of seasonings. We have a bunch of staples that we use often that, you know, I would suggest you guys maybe taking a look at, seeing what you have. Try to make it simple. If you've got the stuff on hand to make the healthy meals, you're going to make the healthy meals. And so make sure that you set yourself up for success. Make sure that you're, you know, looking at that grocery list and that shopping list, and that you're, you know, keeping in mind the nutrition aspect of everything when you're shopping. So we want to look for all whole food, plant-based, no oil products. If something has added oil, you want to put it back. In order to get the best health benefits out of this 30-day challenge, you really do need to stay as compliant as possible. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. And again, please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye.